Greetings everyone, my name is Ettervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning livestream, as usual, I'll be covering a combo of both Fierce Mid levels and other levels of Fire Online, primarily focusing on the former, and I'll be doing this for about 2-ish hours, and then I'll showcase art. Welcome to the stream Jedok, Oscarm, Raccoon, Pixel Boy, J Butters, Sunflower Zumaril, Jaden, Salty, anyone else who I missed, as well as all the lurkers. Hey Silent. I can't wait to play these the better levels, as well as having all these discussions related to gaming and movies, I guess. Right now the queue is pretty empty with just 3 levels. I don't want to recycle through Oscar again, so... How many levels? So first on today's lineup is Tropic Factory DX by Sunflower Zumaril, 30 play, score of 13. This is a remastered version of Sunflower's very first level in Maker, so the additional weapons aren't as hidden as in other levels. Which I'm okay with. That happens. Oh, what's the matter, Jaden? There's always something to discuss. Again, Jaden, I don't think that's really an issue here. Namely the former. I understand the discussions being derailed or going into other off-topic things. Because let's face it, it can go down some funny, rather interesting territories. The first one, for the most part, isn't really an issue. Again, I want to make it clear, I understand that those can be issues in other communities. It's not really here. Yeah, MSIs, there could be far worse, as J Butters has mentioned. I see. Yeah, I played a little bit of it. It seems fun, but I wasn't able to get too much time there because of various busy reasons. Oh shoot. That was close. But yeah, Jaden, I would say that you should get some help for that, because, I know I pointed out this earlier, but most of these discussions we're having aren't even that serious. They're on relatively more minor matters, sometimes more serious. I'm getting concerned with how much of a foul mood we're having these past few weeks and months. And I appreciate your company in these streams. See, that's where the E is. Oh yeah, here's the tentative schedule for this weekend. Tonight is the start of my playthrough of Spell Powder Uprising. or Spell Powder Rising by Rogan Deer Studio. Tomorrow morning, continuation of Path of the Midnight Sun, where we're going to be hitting a major chapter. And then tomorrow evening is the Let's Try of the demo of Upper Cute and probably another game. I see. A little bit tricky. That was funny. I did see your comments that you made about Bo back in the Infrabrasa server. And I'll say this before we continue. I don't mind you disliking Bo and his design decisions, but please don't just narrow it down to one or two people and make it sound like you have a vendetta against them. Alright, mod cap off. Go ahead. Yeah, nice dodge. That actually made my life easier. I faintly do, actually, Professor. Do you have some more of them? Yeah, I think I did your terminal countdown the last time I did a terminal countdown level by you was back in episode 710. And my criticism goes not so much to the game itself, but more due to the certain group of people who overhyped the game. It's not like Bo specifically hyped itself on saying from the level designer of X and Y. That sounds cool, Professor. I have plenty of room to queue today, so. And I did see your comment on that, I'll say it this way. If someone overhypes X person, I'm gonna criticize or blame the person who overhypes that X versus X themselves. It's not like X committed a horrific crime or whatever. That's why I've been questioning you for all this time, Jaden. For a lot of this time, it feels like you've been had a weird vendetta against Dr. M64, when at worst the worst thing they did was potentially make a bad level design or subpar level design. Yeah, precisely, Sunflora. There are many other video games where one or more people are front and center in the advertising. It may be just me, but I didn't see that with Bo. And I'm a little bit hesitant to talk about... And when I say about something being overhyped, I tend to be kind of hesitant on that, unless it's like a very clear situation where there's a difference between how much it was hyped up to be versus the actual product. If something is much more, I don't know, your mileage may vary, or it depends on the person, then I won't bring up the overhyped. Thank you, Professor Tornado. That'll be the 4th level in the queue. Second up is FNAF 3 Minigames Challenge by Oscar, 90 plays and a score of 43. Alright, I haven't played FNAF 3 yet. Or really any of the FNAF games, actually. I mean, if I'm gonna play a mascot horror game, it's probably either gonna be Indigo Park or... Poppy's Playtime. So I don't really have the context to understand what's going on here. No, I'm not gonna play that. It's probably gonna be either Indigo Park or Poppy's Playtime. Huh. That's getting a bit messy. What? Excuse me? There's more? Let me examine this more closely. For the true ending, I guess. No? Guess the underway. What about security breach? Insert my same talk about FNAF, I'm not gonna cover it, unless there's a lot of people who are interested. I need to find a switch. Right, I have to do this in a specific order. Oh no, I'll dunk on Gearbox for... I'll dunk on Gearbox for a different reason. That's more due to Randy Pitchford. Well, at least I can get this now. I mean, sure, one of the things I feel like, in order to be a good developer, you should also be able to take a proverbial punch, eat punch. That's one. Now what's over here? At least the stage has more depth to it, but without the underlying context of playing FNAF 3, a lot of these minigames and what they're referencing don't make sense to me. Because I simply don't have the context to understand what's happening. Maybe it's in the ceiling? There it is. If you know me, I know I dunk on them, but it's part of what I feel like. If they're not good enough, they should be able to take it. Ladder's up there. How? I see. I think. Alright, hold right. Oh my... alright. There we go, better ending. Okay, I was gonna say that this is one of Oscar's, another one of the levels, but at least this has more depth to it. Welcome to the good ending? Question mark. Crying child. Happy child. Bunny head. Is this the pizzeria? Under disrepair? Purple guy? Golden Freddy? Okay, marginally more depth compared to Oscar's no depth levels, J-Butters. I'll argue that. I will say that when I say more depth, it's like saying that 1 or 2 steps is more than 0 steps. Oh, Springtrap. Okay, let me get to that. I'll dunk on developers even if they have made good games sometimes, but when I say dunk, I mean sometimes. What I usually mean is rib. Jest, joke. But yeah, I prefer to not have vendettas, especially on... But in the end, I prefer to not have vendettas on people if it's just on the topic of games and it's just this inconsequential, for the most part. There are more serious matters to have vendettas about. And honestly, because it's just video games and mostly fun stuff, I just say, no one committed a crime here. Live and let be. One sec. As I was saying though, because of the, I don't really play the original game and it's still kind of, even if I knew the reference is still kind of basic, I can't give it an upvote. Alright, to continue my conversation, there are outright abusive labor practices that happen in the gaming industry on a day-to-day basis. Those are things I choose to be more ticked off about, as an understatement of the year. And to elaborate on your point, J Butters, you are right. Like, without the references, this level's mostly nothing. Even with the reference known, in the Mega Man gameplay format, it's still mostly nothing. It made more sense, if I understand it right, it made more sense in the context of the original game. Here, though, eh. I just find there are a lot more things to be angry about than just more inconsequential stuff like this, where no one really got hurt, nor did anyone really commit any crimes. Nah, the Super Mario movie's flaws, I watched it. Yeah, it does focus heavily on references, but at least it has more variety than this. It has more redeemable qualities. And FYI, eventually I am gonna play AM2R once I loop back to the remakes. So, sometime this year, I said it a few years ago, but this time I'll make a promise. I'll play the original Metroid 2, colorized. Then Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission, then AM2R. Because I did watch Mark Brown's aka Game Maker Toolkit's video on how both of the remakes stack up when facing off against the original. And I'm curious to see the full one. I think the next movie would do better with more focus. I think the next one's actually being called Super Mario World. Informing people about a company's terrible business practices is important, but you can't just limit it to one social media platform or another, even if it's very popular. You have to spread the word. Maybe doing it on one platform would work if they were already very influential people. Very influential is like relative. But if you're not that influential, you need to group up and spread the word across multiple platforms. And actually do the research. Really, I just want to see a Luigi movie. Anyways, thank you for this first side discussion. But yeah, I will play AM2R and I will play Bo. From at least from the circles I frequent, Bo, although it wasn't as memorable as certain other Metroidvanias and other indie games that came out around the same time span, it still made a decent splash. Alright, number 3 up is Poploon Magoon by Janox74, 127 plays and a score of 49. Napalm. The Jog level with a more limited weapon set. That isn't a part of a level pack. I did, Professor. I'll play it right after this stage. Thanks for reminding me, though. That would be cool. That being said, I do like Bowser's. I actually do like Bowser's character in the movie. It's one of the good. Jack Black's portrayal in that was one of the best parts of the movie. To be fair, he kills it in most of his animated roles. And yes, I am gonna watch a Minecraft movie just for the memes. And also so I can be in the know once Minecraft Movie 2 comes out. What? Alright, that was very strange. Like, what was that? Like, the lava just clipped itself. I see. Oops. We burn Rooster now. I guess this is so that if you speedrun, it's a little bit more challenging. Otherwise, you can just wait up there for a few seconds and then go down, and not have to worry about it at all. Probably should have been some enemies there. Oh shoot. Now the real challenge begins. Of course, playing as base makes this a lot simpler. Well, if I was not playing as base, that could have been a problem. Although I haven't rushed yet, so maybe not. And does. I wish that movie was more like that. Even the Barbie movie has much better finding social commentary. And, its social commentary has several issues. Oh, shoot. Yes. No. Acid shield for the win. First, a decent level of that, well, second decent level of the episode, but this has a strong contender being my favorite. Although it's not really the same as your last level this last week. The Barbie movie social commentary is... Okay, Joker's one is better, I'm gonna say that it has more depth. The one in Barbie is that it's... kind of... basic or surface... It's kind of superficial level. Maybe a little bit below surface level, but... I don't know. That being said, for many people apparently it's like their first introduction to that, so... Thumbs up for that. Oh, okay, sorry. I was responding to J Butters, and I thought you were carrying over to that point. But regardless, but yeah, if you were to compare those three against each other, Yeah, Joker and Barbie have more social commentary than Minecraft, it seems. From what I've seen about discussions and trailers, I know what the main theme is, but... I don't know. It sounds even more... basic? Which is to say, it's not I want to say this, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I don't expect a lot of social commentary or critique from a popcorn muncher film. But I do appreciate when it appears. We don't talk about Joker 2 here. Alright, forward up is Thermal Countdown Tree Flash Freeze by T Professor. 9 plays, score -1. Let's complete the trilogy. My retort to your first comment, J Butters, about most modern films. The thing about fully exploring the topics is that it also takes time. And also, my second retort to that would be that hasn't that always been true? Hasn't that almost always been true throughout the majority of the history of movies? Like, it's not just modern movies. Actually, let me ask you this: when you say modern movies, how far back are you referring to? When do you consider the start of modern films or modern filmmaking? Like, I feel like there's always been, most movies are basically, they don't really make you think. Let me in! Let me in! What? I didn't know the... Okay, that's news to me. Yeep. I didn't think the lightning worked like that. Or didn't work, rather. As I was saying before I got interrupted by what was happening with that. Come on, I know you can do it, Thunderwell. I feel like since time immemorial, most movies don't really make you think, or fully explore the topics, for a variety of reasons that we can get into if you want to, but I guess it's saying that It'll alienate the audience due to justified and not so justified reasons, or the fact that it requires more time, expertise, and tact. I guess a better way of saying is, instead of fully exploring, sufficiently exploring. Like, I expect the movie to explore its themes to a different level compared to, for example, a miniseries or TV series. Okay, maybe not to a different level, but I have different expectations of how much they can cover it. Okay, initially I thought this was spikes or something, and I got worried. That's fine, Professor. I've seen worse. I've seen levels with far worse spelling errors. You just had one character off. That being said, Jay Butters, I don't disagree with you in terms when you're referring to modern movie films like that. Like, I agree with you. I'm just saying that it's not just isolated to this era. Wow, same place I died. Like, I don't disagree with Jay Butter's point, I'm just expanding it. Like, if I were... See, Jaden, if you're responding to Jay Butters like that, it's not... I disagree, it's very misinformed. Okay, I'm gonna ask you specifically, Jaden, what part of Jay Butter's statement are you objecting to? Let me finish the stage because Professor Tornado wants me to actually watch their stage instead of watching us discuss the side topic. So let me get to the stage and then I'll give my full toss on this. My full unadulterated attention. I died there the first time. I can understand that. Second time, that was really my fault. I should have been better at that. Oh my gosh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What? Okay. Oh no, this is bad. The way that it's angled means that I can hit multiple times. Okay, that hot dog's gonna be a problem, not so much for the hot dog itself, but because of the mine. And I don't really have the most optimal weapons to deal with it. Okay, this is a safe spot. Watch as the boss fight ends up being easier. Full refill. I'm not responding to any of your comments right now. Let me just get to the end of the stage and I'll get my talk. This is going to require me to clarify a few things. Okay, as for the level itself, it is spicy, yes, and unlike many other levels which I consider to be floppy stages, this actually has some bite more bite than expected, or the median. In other words, it forces the players to actually engage with the level. So even if it's not what I consider to be good, sorry, it's still more enjoyable than most of its contemporaries. Goodbye. Magma Bazooka? Wait, are we escaping? The enemy type Thunder Totem. Fomuken mod. Get ready for the... Oh! Okay, there's an ice section. So, okay, as I was saying, this stage already has more depth than most of the stages that reach the most popular queue. Well, more depth and bite to it. I think I'm overusing my term depth in this stream. What I really should say is it actually uses its mechanics without forgetting they exist. No. Fire. Die. I know this stage could be better to, let me say it this way. This stage should be more refined with its mechanics and... Whoa, that's close. And everything. But due to how fun it is to go through these challenges... Like, despite Jedok and Sunforest levels being cleaner, more refined, and less... having better flow, I guess. This one feels more enjoyable because of the variety of challenges and what it expects out of the player. And, as you know from my own personal taste, sometimes I like to play through harder stages. This is currently my favorite level of the episode. Don't know how I made it up there, but cool. That's some interesting screen. Can I hit from this? Yes. Please, Thunderwell. Oh, for the usual reasons. Either it was too hard for one or more players, or they didn't like one or more aspects of the level design. Or when I say one or more aspects, usually that means one or more of the sections. And I already know one section that could generate an up-down vote. Remember the section I died twice in? Bye. M. Oh, third final section. You know, you could end the stage before and it'd be worked fine, but we're gonna end here. Bye. Oh, pfft. I am not using the Magma Bazooka. Let me out. Hello, 30XX, which I will get back into. Noise, please. I see you. S. Ding. I understand that. Yeah, a slasher can do that. That was kind of funny though. I was worried there was going to be some sort of hothead or tackle fire which would immediately insta-give me. That would have been funny. I would have been karma'd. Hold up for a moment, Jaden. I have an I'm sorry, every time I see this, it's hilarious. Well, I don't think you intended to make that section easier, so I'll just chalk that up for being, if you want to make it easier. Run for your life! Or not. Opposite weaknesses. You know what? Let's be the funny. Oh no, they have the same weakness. What am I saying? Goodbye. Despite not having as good level design as arguably Sunfloor and Jirok stages, like there is some sections I definitely tune and refine more and get more playtested. Like for example that section where I jumped over the lava, and several of the gimmicks are kind of forgotten about in the final section stage, like the scaffolding. And the climax was kind of messy. Like, this stage overall is kind of messy, but I prefer its challenges over the two stages I aforementioned. So overall, it's because of more personal taste. I'll give this an upvote. Thank you for setting up, Professor Tornado. Alright. Now for the discussion I've been stashing. Let's do it. I'm gonna respond to your comment here first, Jaden. Your comment feels so much like the typical, everything was better in my day back in the day. Okay, the original comment... See, if you were to take the original comment by J Butters uncharitably, that's how I would read it. However, as I'm reading their comment in good faith, if I were to read it literally, I agree. It's just that I feel it's incomplete. When we say most modern movies, instead of saying most modern movies, I argue most movies, period. You know, Sturgeon's Law and all that. And J Butters did admit that this is not mostly, not saying this mostly confined to one era, so they did retort to, they would agree with my point. I don't know if the film industry has declined. Unfortunately, that's one of those situations where the answer to that question also depends on what do you mean by the film industry. Do you mean the entire film industry, not just Hollywood and the bigger studios? Or do you mean just or do you just mean Hollywood? As many times when people say, they're referring to basically Hollywood. Which, if you say it's kind of declined in term, which you say if you were to argue that it's declined in terms of originality as of late, I would say that I sort of agree. Unfortunately, that's the nature of very big companies consolidating and being unwilling to take risks. But honestly, I barely watch anything in the Hollywood sphere because I know for a fact that unless there's some proven figures or proven directors and studios, most of the time they're going to be targeting the lowest common denominator or close to that, and because of doing that, they end up having to file and water down many of the unique aspects of the film. And mind you, this also applies to video games. You see how much I criticize Activision, Blizzard, EA, for basically producing, and Ubisoft for basically producing very similar games to their previous iterations because they want to play it safe, because they spend hundreds of millions of dollars in their gaming budgets. Yeah. But yeah, I want to circle back to the point, and I'm getting back to the latest one. I agree. Many movies, if you just say many movies muddle their commentary, absolutely. Now, the reasons why they muddle it are interesting. It can either be deliberate or accidental. When I say accidental, I mean stuff like production issues or the fact that the movie makers weren't skilled enough to actually portray the message correctly or sufficiently. I'm saying this again, Jaden, please hold off from snapping at people. It feels like you're just assuming the worst out of people here when they really don't say that. When really they're saying relatively lukewarm takes, or even if they're somewhat misinformed, you're over-exaggerating it. Please, Jaden, if you're feeling ticked off, please take the rest of the stream off. I'm saying this as a fellow streamer and acquaintance. Please. I do agree that we should all consume more media and, sometimes hate that word, consume media, and break out of your comfort zone. I do agree with that. But I'll say this again to you, Jaden. Please don't get in defensive mode when you hear someone just make out a I'm gonna say it this way. Jaden, please don't immediately go into defensive mode almost every time someone just says something that you dislike or relatively disagree with. I understand, for example, if they say something that's, I don't know, really out there or actually rule-breaking, but for this one, not really. Especially with the way they phrased it. It's not even saying that movies nowadays suck, which they never said. I understand being defensive, but you can't become defensive of everything. At a certain point, it makes you seem like you're just prickly. But that's my 20 bolts on that. But yeah, this is why, and circling to the next point, this is why I cover so many indie games on this channel. Way more than I used to when I first started the channel. But when I first started the channel, I thought I was going to primarily focus on just Mega Man and Mega Man alone, maybe with some side tracks to Mario and Sonic stuff, and maybe, just maybe, some Mega Man inspired official titles, or Mega Man games that aren't actually Mega Man. But nowadays, it feels like I cover just 20% Mega Man and everything else is outside there. Ideally related to Mega Man or 2D action platform shooters, but I'm willing to expand my horizons because I realize that, hey, I like to share my love of multiple genres, not just Mega Man. There are other channels which do a better job of being Mega Man and Mega Man only, and have a much more encyclopedic knowledge of the entire series, including the more obscure entries. My point is, if you think the modern gaming, movie, TV, insert, current industry in the modern era is bad, multimedia industry is not as good as it was in their day, look for the smaller projects, look for the indie projects. That's where the real experimentation happens. Even if they don't quite have as much budget or refinement, or even the effects are a little bit off, or the writing could be a bit better, that's where you get the real interesting stuff. This is why, for example, I support Glitch Productions so much. Or the contemporaries. Because I love seeing the indie animations and how they're playing around with the formula or trying out different things. Like, for example, I need to see Gaslight. Give me a sec. For example, I need to see Gaslight District Episode 1, and I will do it this Monday. The biggest reason I don't really consume more media than I do nowadays is because I don't really have enough. I don't have the time to, and I guess energy. Like, the ones I want to do aren't really just popcorn munchers. They actually force me to think. And don't get me wrong, it's not. And don't get me wrong, some media, it's not too difficult to watch it with your brain not at 100%. It's just that if you want to get the full depth of it, to comprehend the full depth of it, you have to put your mind into it. It's not like... I know there are certain medias where you have to put your mind into it to understand what the H is trying to say. But for most ones, I'd say you don't have to. But, There are so many games that come out every second nowadays that you really have to pick and choose. You have to really set out what genres and subgenres and sub-subgenres you're interested in and dive into it that way. No one person can consume all the media that comes out on a daily basis. Maybe it was true 100 years ago. But anyways, thank you for listening to my second TED Talk of the stream. Oh yeah, and also, this is why I experiment more with the subgenres and what else. Oh yeah, and to Jay Butters, before I forget, after I finish Path of the Midnight Sun, I'm probably gonna do either Sylveon's game or Sonic Rush for you. And once again, this is why I appreciate streaming to all of you. E. Fifth up is Power Adapter with Block Checkers by Raccoon Naval. 2 plays, no score. Okay. That's the block checker for that. I see. Hold it charged and... Interesting. Let's see how far this level takes it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Only building on that idea. Oh. I have to keep it acidic. Neat. Starting out simple enough. Now we're involving the smart platforms. Any other... How's the weekend gaming been, everyone? Oh, let me expand the question. How has the weekend media watching been? Like, not just games, but what things did you watch this week? Watch the soccer balls. Well, it's already doing a better job than at least most levels on the popper queue, so I know that's a low standard, but unfortunately Maker set it that way. No chicken, go away. Oh no. What? Excuse me? Mid-air block. Welcome to the next Maker moment. Drop a bus on it. This feels like a nice introduction to this mechanic. Like the first 2 segments to this, but I really want to see this expanded further into level 2, Raccoon. You have a great concept for a stage that needs to be expanded upon. It's not bad per se, because it just feels more like the showcase to but it'll eventually blossom into something wonderful. Amphibia's great. I do wish the final season was a little bit more refined, but otherwise, 2 thumbs up. And hey, at least it got a full season finale. It got a full season to end off instead of what happened with the Owl House. If you get any more crashes, Jaden, let me know. Please send any error messages or error logs to me. I'm an acquaintance of one of the developers of that game. They may be able to assist you. This level's fairly well regarded. Let's see if it's actually any good or any decent. 6th up is Pyrite Blast Yard by Azure Rocks. 123 plays, score 48. FYI, as a reminder tonight we have a tactical turn-based RPG. Tomorrow morning is a visual novel / turn-based tactical RPG. And tomorrow evening is a 3D action platformer. I'm starting to wonder if it may actually be a driver issue, Jaden. Like, if you're not having performance issues, it may be an issue with one of your graphics drivers. But again, when your game crashes, please take a screenshot of the error and/or provide error logs. We may be able to assist you. Yeah, that being said, I'm really hoping that Project Chrono Gear comes out very well. That is basically the spiritual success. That is basically the next game behind this. That's basically the next game from the same folks that brought you Freedom Planet. Well, many of the same folks. And best of all, Project Chrono Gear is going to be free. And I don't even watch the streamers that the game is based upon. Yeah, I don't feel good about. I'm not going to pirate them, especially as I'm an acquaintance of one of the devs. Why would I? So I already bought one of Ares' games. And I'll do it again. Exactly, Sylv. They share a developer. Oh no, this is going terribly. Lol. I was afraid... Oh, the game I was referring to itself was, Actually, let me check the name of that. I know... Okay, it's Prototype N. Well, a Prototype N side story. Hang on. Let's play list. Oh. Oh shoot, it's not part of the list. I need to fix that. Thank you, Sylv. You've pointed out you found an error in my LP list. Thank you. You helped me find that out. Know what it is. On where? Okay, Nadine in Diamond in the Grave. So the game I was referring to was Nadine in Diamond in the Grave. That shares a major developer with Freedom Planet 2 as well as Project Chrono Gear. Okay, I do have it on the list. As for this stage, I ended up talking over it and honestly, it didn't have much to say, so I think that says enough. Okay, 7th up is Cat vs. Cat by Exact Wildcat. 68th place, score 27. I will eventually play Freedom Planet 2 because I thought Freedom Planet 1 was great. It was good. Kitty! Go, Kitty! What is it? Is it the Glacier Battlefield? I had some issues with that stage. Well. Final Dreadnought 2. Oh yeah, Trap Hideout. I didn't actually cover that stage because I was playing as Lilac. Oh yeah, I actually played it in my own time. Yeah, that's kind of a pain to yeah, Okay. Let's play a level by Oscar and wow, we're just 70 minutes into the stream and the level queue is pretty much near empty. You know, there is something by Spacey Bat in regards to suggestions of game developers I do want to share a video about. And why not just react to it here? I don't recall Spacey Bat making a stage for 48 Hour. She did make it for Magmul 2. As a matter of fact, that's one of my favorite stages of Magmul 2. Let me see. I want to correct myself if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, she did. Okay, I want to correct. To correct my statement, she participated in Magmul 2 with Launch and Shuttle Man. She also contributed 6 levels to the Pit of Pits. And she also participated in 48-hour Winter Entry Cascade. Thank you for reminding me about that, J Butters. As a matter of fact, one of the stages in Episode 0 of Magmul was actually based on Freedom Planet. I don't know which level is the one with the Sparky. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the Sparky. Although it's not actually a mid-boss, it's the boss. Horizon Zero. Now, Horizon Zero is based on a cut level from Freedom Planet named Horizon Starport, and it actually reuses the tileset music and enemy roster. Let's see if I can find the video. Sorry for stalling here, but I want to check something.
I'm often...
Alright, here's the video I was referring to. All this being both of you, Jada and J-Butters. I mean, if we basically have enough time, I can theoretically react to it right here. Like, honestly, that'll probably provide more enjoyment than, unfortunately covering many of the levels here. Okay, go back to actually covering levels. Welcome back to Mega Man Maker and other things. And other stuff actually covers half the stream. 8 up is Super Metroid Series Space Colony by Oscar. 71 plays, score 27. We can react to it here then. In we go. Actually, no, I want to try something funny. Hang on. No, I can't do it that way. What operating system are you using, Jaden? And what operating system are you using, Sylv? I was hoping it'd just fall right through, but I'm not playing as Mega Man. No double jump. Ah, so it's not an operating system issue. I'm thinking there's a missing driver. Windows 10 times 3. There's a funny story about that Oscar, but I'll say that for another day. Anyways, let's fight not Ridley. Or Vampire Ridley. How are we gonna have the self-destruct sequence? Warning! Warning! Escape! More tense than the original version. Peglin's one of those games I eventually want to play because roguelite plus Peggle! Yeah, this is a lot scarier than the original because this is more like the ROM hack version of it where if you make some wrong moves, you die. Especially when the timing on the fireball just resets. It's more of an issue with the vertical sections than the horizontal ones. Alright, get me out of here. Back in the ship, let's go. To Planet Zebbies. This was fairly short and straightforward, but it adapted more to Mega Man format and actually made it more of a challenge. Torch walls with a rubber band to you. Yeah, I could see that. Well, let me see if Neo Cutman has some interesting stages to do it. Otherwise, if there isn't, I think I'll just close off the stream because, uh-oh, hang on. Hang on! Notifications. Off. After image is closer to Symphony... Let me... Hi Buster, we're getting close to closing off the stream because we're actually running out of levels to cover in the queue. Unless you want me to just hammer through another level by Oscar, I guess. Well, the next level is just 30. It only requires 20 seconds, so yeah. Afterimage is one of those games which is the long one, I'm afraid. Itana Noctis is even longer. As much as I like to do that, nah, I'm already kind of tired, and I'd rather save my full energy for a Flash game in the future. Well... Tell you what, Buster. If I don't get that many level submissions for the upcoming Saturday, I'm gonna make this upcoming Saturday a Flash game Saturday. Because honestly, as much as I like Maker, we kind of hit a rut in terms of level submissions, so maybe giving it on an off week would be a good idea. And to be quite frank, I'm actually more excited to play the games tonight and tomorrow. Especially tonight, as I feel sorry for the dev because that stream kept getting pushed back a bit. Luckily, you can relive that era, Oscar. Most of them are available to be played through Ruffle, or played with Ruffle, or through Flashpoint. The next Flash game thing is going to be more of a solo stream, but eh. The one after that will be another co-op. Ninth up is Urban Champion Simple Arena by Oscar, 22 play score 5. Alright, remember when I said this is like 20 seconds? Oh. Let's try it again. Why did it take so much? Oh yeah, I got double hit. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem because I'm heavy. I'm gonna have to just keep using charge shots. Yeah, that went a lot better. Oh, sure, thank you, Silent. Yeah, Nitrum's got their own thing. Newgrounds got, I think, Supernova. Although at Newgrounds, they didn't really side lock their games, so you can do it also on Flashpoint and Ruffle. Nitrum's the one which has their own because they wanted more control, so... Nitrum is one of those things where I will want to cover that, but I want to save a weekend for that. Papa Louie. Now those are some games that are pretty memorable. Although if I were to cover one of those games on the channel, it's probably going to be when pizza or burgers or ice cream attacks. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Buster. Thank you for the correction, Buster. Nitrum has Supernova. Newgrounds has the aptly titled Newgrounds player. But you can also sub in the Newgrounds player with Ruffle, so more flexible. 10th up. So the 10th and probably final level of the stream is Thunderstruck Peaks by Silent Haxorus. 3 plays, score of 2. Scratch final. If I'm not going to have a Saturday for streaming Mega Man Maker, I'll do Jedi Sub after this. Looking good. Shocking. Oh. Well, I found the peak weapon. Is there anything there? Nope. Red herring. Alright, the Steam X Fest is coming in. The next Steam X Fest is coming in half a month, or in a month. Ah. Got it. Danger, spiky balls. I guess a side route. But yeah, there are at most 50 Flash games I do want to eventually cover on the channel. And yeah, I am going to redo my playthrough of Robot Wants Puppy because oh my goodness, looking back at it, there are some really dumb mistakes I made that I should not have. I'll splice the audio together so it makes sense there. Don't worry. And don't you worry, I'm gonna replay through it anyways because I eventually want to play Robot Wants It All, which is more than just a compilation of the Robot Wants X series. Danger, W. Danger, the alphabet's attacking here. Ah, how did they make it so that when an enemy perishes, these blocks get deactivated? How is that switch mechanism done? Boss gates. Do we collab the next time we do Flash games? Oh, wait. Darn it. Tempting. Alright, this upcoming Saturday, it's going to be a solo Flash game commentary stream. The one after that, though, sure. I would, for example, like to do the next game in the Fireboy and Water Girl series. Oh shoot. Go back, Arkweldy. Gotcha! You're dead, sheep. You're dead, mutton sheep, man. A pleasant stage overall. I don't really have any issues with the level design or anything. I was gonna say it's rompy, but it's more than that. This is one of those things where I wish there was more bite to the stage or difficulty, but it's for a audience that wants to leave it. It's designed to have a lower challenge. So, honorable mention in the episode. Good job. We are back in 1 minute for the last few levels, or level. And back I am. Yeah, that's what separates the stage from being a good one, I'm afraid. If it was designed around that entire particular interaction, it would have been my favorite. Hold up for a moment, let's see if Neo Cutman has something... Ah, okay. Not quite. Well... there is one last thing I do want to cover from them, so I'll describe that level. Okay. We're good. Let's do this. 11th up is Roll Mary Park by Jock74, 40 play, score 17. Yeah, to those coming in right now, I'm gonna end the stream soon because we're kind of running low on levels on the queue, and I don't want to have to cover more of Oscarm stages here. Also, I know someone else asked about this, I forget their name, but I'll say it here. No, I'm not participating in Mega Maid this year. Perhaps next year, though. Like, I do eventually want to stream all the mainline classic games. The ones I haven't done already, at least. Like, I already done the LPs of Mega Man's World 1 through 5, but I haven't done it for 1 through 11. And Base. And Base 2. So yeah, next year, here's the plan. If I'm still here on LPing next year, Mega Man 2026, all the numbered classic games, and Base, and Second. Oh boy. I couldn't break the charge. You know, if I was playing through this level before this was nerfed, you know, if I was playing through this level before the Break Dash Buster was nerfed, I would have been tearing through all these Pukapellis. I did also stream Extreme 1, you're right. Extreme 2, when I get to the X part of the Mega May. It's not going to be like a full Mega May in the sense that I'm not going to replay through games I already completed. With one exception, but we'll get to that. That exception being X3 because I played a ROM hack which majorly improved it, so... yeah. Oh shoot! I'll put it this way, I enjoy every numbered entry of the Classic series, but not every numbered entry of the X series. Battle Network and Star Force and Legends are... let's see, like, if I'm gonna do it in order, then I have to do... hang on, I'm checking. If I fully dedicate myself to Mega May, I would be able to get to Legends at the very least, but Battle Network and Star Force are a whole different deal because each of the Battle Network and Star Force games are, on average, far longer than a classic X, Zero, or ZX series entry. The only exception would probably be what is the X RPG called again? Command Mission. Like, the only thing that oh, no, I'm locked in. I see. Bull getting sent to the timeout room. I didn't know it until today, so... Huh, how do I do this? Yes! True. Like, if I'm just gonna cover Classic and its era, I won't have enough time for Battle Network and Battle Network and Star Force, sorry. Like, those games already are gonna take, like, at least 100 hours in total, maybe? Like, wait, let me do a calculation. Being very generous with the times, if I were to try completing, every numbered mainline entry from the Classic series all the way up to Legends, it would take about 70 hours, give or take. And that's me being very generous with the times. And if you follow the average of a stream being about 2-ish hours, it would require about 35 streams. If I were to do 3 hours, it would require like... 23 streams? And that's assuming I don't continuously game over in one or more of the games. That may be a problem with one or more extras. Well, you'll see. And keep in mind, I haven't even played all the games in that list, as you know from ZX and Legends. So yeah, all I can say is that for next year's Mega May, I can confirm I'll cover all the classic games and probably all the mainline X games. Anything more is, we'll see. And I also have to be careful about how I'm going to evaluate the games later. Like, it's one thing for playing all the classic series back to back, it's another one about the X series. Weak to his own weapon, eh? Hilarity. Well, not his own weapon, but a similar weapon. Oh no. Ghosty. Jeek? Jag? Kick. Kick. Jerk. Sorry, that looked a little bit too much like an A to me. When I say careful, I mean that if I stream too long, as you know, I kind of get a bit more cranky, so the further I get into the marathon, I have to be careful to not accidentally be too harsh against certain games than others. I reference the Tekken 3's ending. Okay. Not the entire... Okay. Because one game I know that's gonna come later in the marathon is like X8, and I like that game, but I need to be careful so that, well, there are three spots there I need to be careful about because I don't want to get overly cranky. I'll just say it that way. Anyways, one last stage to finish off the stream. So the 12th and actual final of the episode is Acid Burst Laboratory by Rock'n'Roll 555, 158 play, score 73. Rock'n'Roll 555 is one of those designers which to me is more hit and miss. X6 is... Okay, when I do X6, I'm gonna want co-commentary from Buster so I know what the H I'm actually doing. Because the game sure as hell doesn't actually teach you about a lot of the more important mechanics properly. Sorry, sure as Hello Kitty doesn't. Ooh, constant current. Yes, yes, and yes, Buster. And also, one section of Dark Mantis' stage, depending on my mood. Especially Sigma Palace, oh no. At least the 16-bit reimagining made it so that the booster missiles actually destroy spikes. This is why if I have the money, I'm gonna get the prickle barrier. True that. This is assuming that I actually are able to get Manowar's. This is assuming that you viewers actually make me go through Manowar's stage before then, like Acid Man stage. I'm probably gonna play through the game on either normal or hard. Whichever one gets me to the final boss. Also, one of the very few X games... Actually, it's the only mainline X game I can think of where the intro stage you actually have to backtrack for. It's kind of funny, in every other X game I know of, the intro stage is just the one... In every other X game I know of, the intro stage is the one and done deal. In X8, that's not really the case. True that. Command mission... I mean, fair. Haha! Haha! Aha! I'm gonna stop doing that. No! Kinda funny when he takes damage from just a charge shot. Extreme 2 is more interesting than Extreme 1 due to its, how far it experiment, how much more it does to actually change the formula, but we'll get to that. I know I also have to do a little bit of grinding there, but we'll see. And also a guide for the rare metals. I also know that in Extreme 2, if you purchase enough upgrades, your base buster becomes extremely broken. Well, okay, very broken. As for the stage, it's a pleasant affair, but I don't know. It's middle of the road. Ultimate Buster and Ultimate Saber. I say Ultimate Saber because the final boss requires you use X and 0. Anyways, so overall, of the 12 levels I covered in today's stream, my favorite one would be Thermal Countdown Tree Flash Freeze by Professor Tornado, with an honorable mention going to Thunderstruck Peaks by Silent Haxorus. Good job, you two. And thank you to everyone who submitted your levels to me. Really appreciate it. So with that out of the way, it is time for the art showcase. Some stickers of Sylph Beyond. Cute. Happy 45th anniversary to Pac-Man. Since 1988, 45 years of dot munching. Can't wait for Shadow Labyrinth. Sonic vs. Amanda. Old vs. new from Time Tangent. Yeah, new looks better. It kind of looks like the old version. Many of those skull machines kind of they look like they're kind of wearing skull sunglasses. Sonic Mon. Sick indeed. Splendid work with the sprite work. And thus, this concludes the art showcase, and subsequently the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their level, their art, or simply participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new videos for the channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join the Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all later.